Hey, Mike Callahan had a question submitted on the essay page, wanted to make it. Gentleman said, sometimes he has a 2 or 3 person crew, dispatches work, and then on the dispatch screen, the assigned team members to each crew. Will SAP automatically figure the actual time correctly? So a 1-hour job with 3 people shows 3 hours. So I'm not sure if this answers it exactly, but I think this definitely will cover it. So the first thing you want to do is go in and set up the job here by hitting add a job. I've got one in here. I've set this up for $150 in 3 budgeted hours. So always want to remember when you set up a job in Service Autopilot, it's based on one person, total time, and then it will actually do the math for you based on how many people are on that crew that particular day. So that's going to address part of the first question. So at $50 an hour, 3 times 50 is $150. I'm assigning it to a crew, and I'm putting the start date and hitting save. Under teams, I want to go in and create the team. So I've created a 3-person team in the example, myself, Chad, and Christine, and we're working 7 days a week. So by default, that is a 3-person crew. On the dispatch board, after I go in and click this here and go to dispatch, that gets this phone icon. And you'll notice there's no start and stop time because we're on the dispatch board, not the closeout day screen. But I've got 3 budgeted hours and $150. Now this is live and ready to be printed or in the mobiles. But when I go down to the More tab here and assign teams, this right here would have automatically been on here. I'd actually played with this earlier before the video, but it would load in automatically with the default settings for all 3 people. And if I wasn't working on the crew that day, we would drag this over and just put this over here. Now it's going to update the end times based on budget hours and assignments. So that answers the other part of the question. Once you X out of that, that updates it here. It's 3 hours for $150. So on the closeout day screen, after the work has been done, so if they're in their mobile and they plug in 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., it's going to give us certain things here. So it's going to give us the hours and the total men. The thing that you are missing here by default is we really need to go in and put in the total actual man hours checked and the actual time variance. And what that's going to give us is the variance here. So they did it in 3 hours and they were budgeted for 3 hours. There was 2 people for an hour and a half and the total man hours equals 3. So if we go in here and update this, instead of 9:30, we put 9 a.m., that will change the math. And we scroll over and hit save. Now our variance is 1 hour under budget. 1 hour worked, but the total man hours is the 1 hour times 2 people is 2 hours for the 150. So that will automatically update. We need to remember in the morning when these crews update to go into the More tab, assign teams, and drag and drop the assignments for that day only. These will load in the default settings. So that's how we tackle that time variance and the extra time there. In the home cleaning industry, a lot of people are using the dispatch calendar. We would go in and hit add a reoccurring job, or actually let's do a one-time job. And we can go in, add our biweekly clean. I'm going to leave it defaulted to that cleaning crew, or that mow crew just for time's sake. And we could put that in for $150. So let's say that was a biweekly clean for $150 and 3 made hours. Hit save. And forgot to select a customer. So same example, instead of the mowing, it's grabbed those 3 budgeted hours in the actual allotment here, and we have those 3 budgeted made hours here. You can also go in now and scroll up, and under the More, we can do the same exact thing of assign teams and drag and drop those resources from that team or crew. And as you can see, as I added that extra individual in, it did update the time slots as well. So that's how we can handle it for the cleaning industry or the lawn care industry. Any comments or questions, drop below. Hopefully this helped.